Let's talk about the most dangerous time as a creative. I think the most dangerous time for creative is not when we're overloaded, overworked, pushing, grinding, although that in of itself has some connotation. I really do think some of the most dangerous times for us creatives is in between jobs or in that season where you have nothing going on. And the reason why I say that is I talk to a lot of friends, and honestly, just knowing my patterns, is when I get bored, I start consuming content, whether it's vlogs, uh, TikTok. I kind of go into like consumer mindset or scarcity mindset. And those are the kind of three things where I think we go wrong. And what I mean by that is, you start comparing yourselves to other people's work, and you're like, oh man, this person's working or this person's working while I'm sitting at my desk trying to figure out what to do with my life. Or you make really bad financial decisions, and I don't mean like go put 20 on red or whatever the casino way, but I bought a camera that I probably shouldn't a couple of years ago, and now I'm trying to figure out like, well, what do I do? Do I sell it? All of that. But I do think that we find ourselves going into these modes of like, well, let me feel it with material things, or I need to get good at, or I need to buy this piece of gear because it will help. And we don't make wise decisions in those moments because, to be honest, there's this like weird balance of loneliness, is feeling like a failure, but also self deprecation in the sense of like, oh, I'm never gonna work again, kind of thing. And I don't know what the solution is. As I know that there are tricks and ways that you can kind of help yourself. Like for me, literally the day before making this video, I sat on the computer and started looking at the Nikon ZR, and I was like, oh, maybe like it would be a great little camera. We're about to go on vacation. Maybe I should get that. And I'm like, Steven, like you're currently like I've got a couple jobs going, but I'm not like super busy. And I found myself like digesting things to make me want to get that. And so I pulled the trigger, and then like an hour later, I had buyer's regret, and so I canceled everything and I didn't get it. But like, if that does not sum up what we struggle with as creatives, I don't know what does. So what I think as creatives, like today, I'm about to go to a guitar shop and just kind of like, or go grab coffee, or like I'm just gonna go for a drive, because I know I need to get out of this space. I need to get out of my office. I need to get out of old mindsets. Maybe go for a run, or, and that's what I would encourage you as creatives. Like I think a lot of what we do is so internal, and we push for great work, we push for doing the next big thing, but in all reality, like it's the small steps that keep us healthy. So instead of watching the YouTube video, or I say that as you're watching a YouTube video, instead of like watching the next gear review, TikTok, take a moment, turn everything off, go do a hobby. Like my wife is knitting right now, and I know like there are so many creative hobbies that kind of stimulate. I think I forget what artists talk. I mean, you hear it all the time. I think we are so used to being stimulated that we're not okay with being bored. And I find, I mean, you talk about like shower ideas. I find that when you become comfortable with boredom, your creativity, like when you start trying to tackle a problem, like your brain is actually in a way that you can, or like stimulated in a way that actually is encouraged by it. So instead of buying the gear, even though it's the end of tax season, which, or end of the year, which we should have a conversation about when to buy gear and not to buy gear, or instead of like taking the job, like that's another thing I find in these seasons is like someone will call me and like, hey, we've got this job and it doesn't pay as much, but it's a great resume builder. Do you have to do it? Do you have to buy it? Do you have to do it? Discipline is the hardest thing as a creative, I find sometimes. to exercise, because it's not, you don't know you're practicing discipline until you haven't done it. So for example, yesterday when I bought the camera, I'm like, oh like, why did I do that? Well, it's because I had a lack of discipline, in the sense of like, well, I should just go walk. It's like 70 degrees here. It's like beautiful fall weather. And so as a creative, what I would say is I just encourage you to take a moment. And if you're in a season of transition, whether it's you're jumping from a job or you're waiting for the next thing, it's okay. Work will come. Call a friend that you haven't talked to, or or reach out to a client. Like, I know that sometimes it feels like it's out of your control, but I do think that a lot of what we do is just making those small connections in these down times, not in a way to be like, oh, well, do you have any work for me? Like, I've never gotten a job saying, well, I'm free. Most of the time I get jobs is because I'm like, hey, I was just thinking about you. And I really hope you're having a good day. How are you and the family? Like, and then 3 months later, that person will call. Like, it's staying top of mind, but in a way that doesn't feel salesy or doesn't feel manipulative. And so, those are the two things I would encourage you. Get out of your house, get out of your office. I mean, break your routine in a way. Like, if you go to a coffee shop on work, or you feel just like late, like or you feel like you're falling in the same patterns, mix it up. Go drive, go sell something, go buy something, or like go play at a local arcade. Like, if gaming is your thing, but you find yourself I do this all the time. Like, when I'm bored, I'm like, oh, let me just go play a game or two on my computer or on the Xbox or whatever. Why don't you just get out of the house, go play at a local arcade, go take a drive, go take a walk, go jog. If you want to go work out, go work out. But I think in those moments, just be okay with being bored. Because creatively, a lot of us want to feel busy, and sometimes the season of boredom, the season of like, I don't know what's going to happen, creates dynamics when you have to actually be creative. I also think that it's a great time to do the unsexy work, the website building, the demo reel, the um, the like maintenance stuff that you've been waiting to do all year. But what I would strongly encourage in those downtimes, don't just fill your life with a lot of busy work. Fill it with like meaningful, purposeful, intentional moments. Go read a book, go walk. So hopefully this is helpful.